It says here, my question is regarding availability of land deals. Why hasn't every available holder of a developable land already been contacted and made a market offer? And why haven't developers already made these underlying market offers? So, Cody, I'm sure you'll have some things to say about this. I just want to say that, man, luckily that is not the case. If every piece of dirt in the U.S. had already been spoken for, and there was no more room to grow, not only would that be bad news for Cody and I, but bad news just for the housing market in general.
Yeah, I think our country would look a whole lot different, right? Like, so the 2.5 million shortage, I mean, I don't know where we would put those people, but, here's the thing. It's a fair question. Why hasn't this taken place? Well, one is when we say that what we do is a niche market and that there's very few people out there doing it, it's true. It really is true. Hey, if some of my buddies are listening, don't get upset at me when I share this story, but I have a handful of buddies that work for, national publicly traded businesses. And they might have job titles like head of land acquisition or director of land acquisition, right? Well, what happens with these guys is they don't have to go out and they don't go and have to look for off-market deals and do the things that we teach in our course. They're so big, they're so recognized that their form of acquisition is their phone rings and they answer it, right? Which, total respect to them, that's great. But I guess my point is, at the end of the day, if anybody was just going to go and gobble up all the land in their market or their state, which is would be almost unaccomplishable. It really is. It would be those big public companies, but that's not their business model. So those guys love what we do, right? Because if we take a deal through the simultaneous close process and then bring them in, they love it because we just brought them a deal that they otherwise wouldn't have because it was an off-market deal. Or if we go ahead and develop it and we'll sell the finished lots to them. My point is, I don't foresee this ever being the case in my lifetime or my children's lifetime. It's just there's too much land out there for this to even be possible.
Yeah, and we've had I just see another question that came in saying, as a newbie, how can we find these pieces on our own? How come these big developers aren't able to find these pieces of land, and they have a whole team looking for this land? So that really kind of touches on that. Yeah. That you've got these developers out there, especially the big nationals. They're waiting for their phone to ring, and guys like Cody, guys like me, who know what we're doing, know how to put these deals together, know how to structure them correctly for a development company. When their caller ID goes off and they see us calling them, they're quick to answer the phone because they know that we've got a deal that they're going to want to look at. And so absolutely.
Well, here's the thing is that what we do is a niche for the small guy. See, the big guys, okay, I have a vast network, a very large network because I've been doing it so long. I can count on one hand, really on just a few fingers, the guys that I know that go out there and search out the off-market deals. You go talk to other home builders that also develop or just developers, and very, very few of them are going to say they do anything but on-market deals, meaning properties that went up for sale that are listed for sale to the public. That's what 99% of people do. And so with what we teach, that's what's so exciting. That's why there's a big black hole out there in the informational space. There's no information out there because hardly anybody, and I'm not exaggerating, knows how to do this, knows how to go out and hunt these deals down. And those that potentially would know how to do it, they're the real big boys, and they don't need to do it because they just wait for their phone to ring.